In 1938, an archaeologist opened the sealed tomb in Iraq. The tomb was sealed, untouched for over 2,000 years. Inside, he found a small clay jar. Nothing about it seemed unusual until he ran a test. The jar produced electricity. Batteries weren't supposed to exist for another 2,000 years. But this jar wasn't the only one. What if I told you ancient humans left behind things that we still can't explain? Not one or two objects, hundreds, scattered across every continent, and every single one of them should not exist. Let's start in Turkey. 12,000 years ago, someone built a temple called Göbekli Tepe, older than the pyramids, older than writing, older than the wheel, older than farming itself. The people who built it were supposed to be primitive. They weren't supposed to know how to cut stone, but they lifted 20-ton limestone pillars into perfect circular alignments. Some pillars had carvings of animals that had been extinct for 10,000 years. How did they know what those animals looked like? And then they buried the whole thing, deliberately. Why would people spend generations building something magnificent just to bury it? What were they hiding? Or what were they hiding it from? Now let's go to France. Chauvet Cave, 35,000 years old, the oldest art on Earth. But when you look at the paintings, something is wrong. The lions are drawn in perfect anatomical detail, using shading techniques that weren't invented for 33,500 more years by people we're told were primitive cavemen. And there's one detail nobody talks about. Some of the paintings show figures with large heads, bulging eyes, long, thin bodies, standing beside human hunters, not as prey, not as gods, as something the cave artists drew from memory. Peru, the Nazca Desert, massive drawings carved into the earth, a hummingbird 300 feet long, a monkey 360 feet across, a spider so precise scientists still can't understand how it was measured. The problem? You can only see these drawings from the air, 2,000 feet up. The Nazca people didn't have airplanes, so the question is, who were they drawing them for? And there are more. The Baghdad battery in Iraq, the antikythera mechanism in Greece, a 2,000-year-old analog computer with gears more precise than anything made until 1,500 years later, the piri reis map from 1513, showing Antarctica in perfect detail, 300 years before Antarctica was even discovered. The Voynich manuscript, written in a language nobody on Earth has ever been able to decode, not a single word. So the question is not, did ancient humans have help? The question is, who helped them? Or worse, what if they weren't primitive at all? What if we are wrong about everything? About who we are? About where we came from? In part 2, we open the door. We look at the physical evidence, the bones that shouldn't exist, the artifacts scientists refuse to date, and the one photograph from 1932 that a museum locked away and never explained. Subscribe, because what you learn next, you will never be able to unsee. Cave Notes, Part 2, coming soon. Don't miss it.